So, due to the coronavirus pandemic we've got going on at the moment, a lot of people are asking me how they can improve their video quality and call quality using video conferencing software. So I'm going to show you a couple of tips, starting from just using your built-in webcam and just trying to improve that, all the way up to using fancier cameras and fancier setups. So, we've switched over to the built-in webcam on my laptop now. It's an Apple laptop, so the webcam's not brilliant. They don't put the best webcams in their laptops, unfortunately. But it can always be improved. Lighting is a key part of improving video because any camera won't get a very good shot in low light, especially webcams because they have a really tiny aperture, so there's not a lot of space for light to get through. So the more lights you can get, the better. Any lights work. This is obviously an on-camera light. These are only about £30. If you want to buy one of these, go for it. I think Elgato do a really nice one, which has got a fancy stand and stuff, which is slightly more expensive, and I'll put that in the description or in the Facebook comments or whatever. But anything works. You can use desk lamps, you can just turn the lights on. One of the best ways is to go outside. If you can go outside, you will automatically get a much better shot from your webcam because natural light is a really nice lighting to use, especially on a cloudy day because it's nice and diffused. What we're going to do with this, there's a couple of ways you can use it. This one comes with a stand, which is nice. If it doesn't, just turn it upside down and rest it on a table, it doesn't really matter. So we start off by just putting it down there and we'll see what that gives us. If we adjust the angle of it, it's better, but the shot's not great. It's very directional, it's very underneath, it makes me look a lot older, and as an extension, I'm going to be squinting a lot in the video, so you don't really want to point the light straight at your face, because also you see here we get some reflections on the glasses if you wear glasses. So a nice way to combat that is just reflect it off a wall, and it gives you a nice soft light glowing on your face. It's still very directional, so I'm quite lucky because up here, I don't know if maybe you can't see it, but over here I've got a shelf, so I will what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the shelf and just reflect it off the wall, and you can see the difference. It fills in this side of my face, so it's going to give you a much more even, nice, natural looking light. Now another thing you can do, because one issue we've got here as well is this window in my background is forcing the camera to expose for the window and not my face. So it's trying to expose that correctly and not this, because this is the brightest part of the image. So quite a good way to fix that, and I know it goes against my add loads of light, but you don't want light coming in from the back like that, is either move the laptop, which I'm going to do in a second, or just drop the blind. So what I've done is I've shut the blind behind me. What this does is it gives me more separation between me and the background, and it makes me more pronounced. Unfortunately, it's not a great background shot, and we'll talk about making your background look a bit more interesting later on, but it's better, it works, and it's a lot better. So another very important part of making your shot look better is to just tidy up your background. It's not going to look great if you've got a load of mess behind you. You just want a nice tidy background, and with as least clutter as possible, ideally for a business conference. You don't want to have a load of stuff in your background. Now we're going to look a little bit at improving our background through lighting. These are used mostly on stage and like discos and stuff. These are really cheap. I think these are about, they're about £15 a piece. So if you want to buy these are great. I'd only recommend using these though if you're using a USB microphone, because they do make quite a bit of noise. But you can use anything. I mean, you can use, a lot of houses have like LED strips behind TVs and stuff, or smart lighting. A lot of houses are using LED lamps now that you can control through smart home devices. Anything that can get you a bit of colour in the background. Even if you just get a regular desk lamp and put some coloured film over it. Doesn't have to be proper lighting gels, it can be anything. So what I've done now is I've separated myself from the background by lighting the background in a different colour. I've gone for a turquoisey blue colour, but you can go with whatever colour you want. Extra bonus points if you use your company colours, because it will sell the brand image. But obviously you don't have to use the well, I say expensive, they're not expensive. Like I say, those ones are about £15–20 each.
but you don't have to use those style of lights. You can use whatever kind of lights you want, and the same with everything I've discussed here. It's open to your interpretation. It's about creativity. You can use desk lamps, you can use LED bulbs that work with your Amazon Echoes, because obviously they can do different colours. You can use things like LED strip. Anything you want to use that can get a bit of colour into your background would be perfect. So if we switch over to the computer now, we can see the result of what I've just done.
So this is obviously the result of what I've just done. It's still a grainy image, it's still not perfect, but it does look more visually appealing. And obviously I'm separated from the background, you can light me with your company colours, it's a lot more interesting.
Another key component to your video calls is obviously the audio. That's how people hear you, that's something you want to get right. A great way to get better audio, if you have kids that use Xbox, or if you use Xbox yourself or whatever, the headsets that you use for those tend to have good quality microphones in them, so put one of those on. Another way to do it is if you have a USB microphone, sort of recommended ones. Blue Snowball's quite a good one, Blue Yeti is another nice one. Audio Technica, the AT2020 I think is a nice one. I'll put examples of them down below and you can choose which one fits your budget. And obviously if you want to go really expensive, you get an XLR microphone with an interface. Again, I'll put some in the description or in the post, whatever. The next thing we're going to do is connect a camera to the setup to make the quality of the video look better, because as I said, there is only so much quality you can pull out of a MacBook webcam. So what I've done now is I've attached my camera to my laptop so I can use my camera as a webcam. I've also moved the light so it's just on top of the camera. That's just because it gives me a better shot with my camera. Doesn't matter what camera you use. A Canon, if you have one, is preferred because you can just plug it straight in and it works as a webcam with no extra hardware. If you have any other kind of camera, you will need something called a capture card. Elgato do a good one, it's called a Camlink. All it is it takes the HDMI output of your camera, which should have come in the box with it, and goes straight into your laptop and it acts as a webcam.
So this is the quality you get out of this setup. It's pretty good, and this is what I'd say, along with a USB microphone like I spoke about earlier, would be perfect.
So that's it, that's all my advice. It's a lot more noisy in here with all the fans going and the lighting has dramatically changed, but we've had some fun exploring creative ways to improve your video conferencing calls. If you do have any more questions, feel free to message me or email me or contact me in whatever way suits you best. I'm always more than happy to help out and give you advice. And if you haven't come from my Facebook page, then please have a little look through it and see all the projects that I get up to. And that's it, I suppose. Yeah. I'm going to go back the other side of the camera now because I don't really like it this side.